live.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ. ಇದು ಕನ್ನಡ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಮೊದಲನೆಯ ಒಂದು ಯೂತ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ನಿವೇದಿತಾ and Inchara, so they are coordinating and getting it done. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಇಂಚರಾ ಚೇತನ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ yesterday she got selected to states on video preparation or making, so thanks to her and making time and coming back and here doing the program for youth, kids, adults, everyone. So, and also she's been conducting classes for kids, and it is very nice to see her passion towards arts and, you know, teaching other kids how to do, and at this age it is really greatly admirable. Quick and very quick passion ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಈ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ಒಂದು ತರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕನ್ನಡ ಭಾರತಿ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಮಂಡಿ, ಸುಧೀಶ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಈಗ ಅಭಿಜಿತ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, if I miss any name, so everybody thank you. So let us start this first ever youth committee workshop. Hope it will be many more from many different high schoolers who can come in and contribute in a non-profit. This is just a beginning, and I'm hoping that more and more high schoolers will come and give these programs. And once again, thanks to Inchara Chetan, I'm really proud to have you. And then thanks to Nivedita for coordinating it and all others who is involved. Thank you. Back to Inchara and other folks. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm Inchara, everyone. Nice to meet you. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to draw a Madhubani peacock. So everyone get out your supplies. You'll need a piece of paper. You'll need your paint brushes, your pens, pencil, and all the supplies that were listed. So make sure you have all of that. And we're going to get started, okay? And give me a thumbs up on the Zoom reactions bar when you're ready. Also, make sure you have a ruler, because for the first step, we're going to be needing a ruler. So make sure you have that out. And a pencil and your piece of paper. That's what we'll need for the first part. Okay, so I'm going to get started. If you need me to stop at any time, just let me know. Unmute yourself and let me know, and I'll stop. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler to the edge of your paper, and you're going to mark 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to make a small mark at 1/2 inch at the very top of one of my edges and at the very bottom. Just like so. Just like that. And then after you make both those marks, you're going to connect them to make a straight line. It's kind of hard to see, but later we'll do it in pen, so it's easier for you guys to see. But that's going to make your border, and we're going to do that on every side. So mark 1/2 inch. And make a straight line.
Mostly
excuse me, can you explain it again? I didn't really understand.
Yeah, of course. So let me go back to the beginning. So I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to take the inches side And I'm gonna go to one edge of my paper, okay? Any edge, you can pick any edge. I just picked the shorter edge. And I'm gonna go to 1/2 inch. So anywhere where your ruler says 1 inch, take half of that, and I'm gonna put it at 1/2 inch. I'm just gonna make a small mark for at 1/2 inch, right there. And then I'm gonna do that same thing at the bottom of my paper. And then I'm just gonna connect both of those dots and make a straight line.
So you mean to say anywhere on the paper, or is it like
At the border, at the edge of the paper. We're gonna do this on every edge too. And then let me just show you guys what it looks like when it's in pen. So maybe it'll be easier to see. It's kind of hard to see in pencil. When it's in pen, it'll look like this, like a border with your for your paper, like this. And yeah, let me repeat the steps one more time. So you get your ruler, take it to the edge of your paper, like this. Take it to 1/2 inch and make a small mark. Same thing at the bottom, take it to 1/2 inch, make another small mark, and then I'm just gonna connect both the points and make a line. And then I'm just gonna repeat the same thing, take my ruler, mark it at 1/2 inch. And connect the 2 points. And then same thing on the other side. And it's okay if your lines overlap because we're gonna erase it, erase the overlapping parts later. So this is what you should have so far, just a border for your paper. And let me know when you guys have this border and we can move on to the next step. Do you have a question, Mihika?
No, I'm just done. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Just give me a thumbs up if you're done. And raise your hand if you have a question. Okay, so once you guys are done, in the corners, there's some parts where it overlaps. So you're just gonna erase those parts where it overlaps. So right there in the corner, I'm gonna erase that part just so that it looks more like a border. And then once you've erased all those parts, just go ahead and trace your lines in pen so that you have your border done. And in the end, this is what it should look like. And just give me a thumbs up when you've gotten to this step. Okay, so let's move on to the next step. So in Madhubani, something we do a lot is called double lining. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take my pen again, and I'm gonna take my ruler very close to that line I just drew. It's gonna be really close, but it's not gonna be touching. And I'm gonna make another line that goes all the way down, just like that. And when I zoom in, you can see that it's very close, but it's not touching the line. And you're gonna do that same thing to all the lines. It's just like another border, but a very small border. And this is what it should look like once you're done. Okay, so now we're gonna start drawing the actual peacock. The next steps I'm gonna be doing in pen because it's easier for you guys to see, but I want everyone to do it in pencil so that if you make mistakes, you can erase. Also, the first part of the video I've already drawn in pen, but I'm gonna be going over it again. The part I recorded got cut off, so I had to redo it. So just follow along. I'm going to be explaining it. If you have any questions, just ask me. Okay, so you can see that I've already sort of drawn it, but I'm going to be going over the parts I drew in pen, and you can kind of see stuff in pencil in the background, but you guys have to do everything in pencil for now, and I'm going to be doing it in pen, like I said earlier, so that you guys can see. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to draw the neck of my peacock. It's going to be two curved lines going upwards, just like this. And then you're going to connect those lines with a curve almost like a circle for the head. And then I'm just going to add a triangle to the front of the head for the beak. Just like that. So right now, all you should have is the 2 lines for the neck, the circle, and the beak. After you do that, you're just going to connect the bottom of the 2 lines with another line. And now you should have the entire top half of the peacock, the neck and the head. After you're done with that, we're going to make this feather right here. It almost looks like a teardrop or a water droplet. And I'm just going to draw this water droplet next to the neck. And you can see that one side is actually connected to the neck. After we do that, I'm going to draw the wing. So you're going to draw sort of a backwards S almost, and then a line coming downwards.
Could you wait?
Oh yeah, sure.
Can you please repeat the part of the wing?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The teardrop wing or the wing we're drawing right now?
The teardrop wing.
Okay. Okay, so
You draw in yours has come nicely bordered, no?
It's Sharpie here.
That's why I told you. See here.
Yeah. So we have to start off with the line.
okay, here's the part for the teardrop wing. So what I'm gonna do, that's not part of the teardrop ring. Okay, right here. So I'm gonna make a small line coming a little bit downwards, and then I'm gonna draw a curve going up. And then I'm gonna close the curve like this. And it almost looks like if you were drawing clouds and it was raining, this is how you would draw the rain, right? It's like that, but it's sort of upside down, I guess.
Can you go back to the part where we draw the head-ish part?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the neck. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw one line. It's curved, a little bit curved, and it's gonna go up to there. It's gonna be about that big. And then I'm gonna draw another line that looks just like the line we just drew, but it's like a little bit apart. And so now you just have 2 lines curving upwards like the neck. And then I turned my paper just so it was easier for me to draw it, but I'm just gonna connect these 2 lines because now they're just 2 lines. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw a circle for the head, a half circle that ends at the second line, just like that, and then a triangle for the beak.
Okay, thank you.
If anyone needs help with this part, raise your hand and I'll help you guys. Okay, and then let me go over the teardrop wing part. So a curved line going upwards, and then another curve to close that. And now we're gonna do the next wing. Hopefully everyone's caught up. If you still need help, raise your hand right now and I'll help you. But otherwise I'm gonna move on to the next part. So this part, the wing, is almost like a backwards S. So it sort of looks like a backwards S. And then I'm gonna draw a line coming from the end or the top of that backwards S and it's going to be curving downwards. But I'm not going to connect it to anything. It's just sort of going to be left open. And we're going to close that with another backwards S for the next wing. And we're going to draw another curved line, but this time it's going to end at the teardrop wing that we just drew, just like that. So the only thing you should have so far is the neck, the head, the beak, the teardrop wing, and the two S wings. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the tail now. If you have any questions or you aren't done, just let me know and I can pause. So for the tail, I'm gonna draw a big curve. It's gonna be really big. It's gonna be longer than the curve we drew for the neck. And it's gonna end wide because the bottom of the tail is very wide. Then I'm going to draw a huge C all the way to the other side of the paper. And then I'm going to do the same thing I just drew, the big curve, and I'm just going to connect it to the C we just drew. Okay, so once we're done with that, we're going to draw the rest of the tail. I'm going to draw a curve from almost the middle of the tail we just drew. And this one is going to connect to the neck. We're going to draw another curve coming out of the one we just drew. And then this one's also going to connect to the neck, but a little bit higher. Same thing on the other side. A curve coming out of the middle. And then connecting to, this time, the teardrop wing. And then one more, again, connecting to the teardrop wing. And now we should be all caught up. So anything I have on the paper right now should be what you have on your paper. Anything in pen, that is. And when you're done, please give me a thumbs up so that I know you guys are ready to go on to the next part. Awesome, that looks really good, Anaga.
Thank you.
No, Anaga, I'm going to make it bigger now.
Looks good, Ahana. Charvi looks good.
My mom.
Looks good. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next step. If Rinda, that looks good. You might want to make your the wings a little bit bigger, like the part of the tail, just a little bit bigger because we're gonna do some designing on the inside. But other than that, it looks good.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next part, guys. So if you have any questions, please ask me now, so that I can help you. Okay, so the next part is, I'm sure all of you did it in pencil, right? So we're gonna trace everything we just did in pen. So take out your pen and trace whatever you did. If you want to check your drawing with me to make sure that it looks good before you trace it in pen, you're welcome to show me and I'll check you guys off. Ahana, that looks good. You can trace it. Anusha, I can't really see it. Could you, it's really bright. Do you think you could maybe move your camera a little bit? Oh, actually it looks good. I can see it now. Looks good. You can trace yours. Yeah, yours looks good too. When you're done, give me a thumbs up or some sort of indication that you're done, and we'll move on to the next step. Looks good, Anaga. Mihika looks good. Ahana, looks good. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next step. Remember, you can unmute yourself and ask me if you have any questions. So next, I'm going to take my pen again, and remember the double lining we did in the border? We're going to do that again. We're going to double line all of the lines, okay? So it may seem like a lot, but I know you guys can do it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my thin Sharpie, and I'm going to basically go around that teardrop wing I made once more.
So, are we supposed to only do the wings or all of the lines?
We're going to do all of the lines.
Okay.
And all of it is going to be in this video. So if you're confused whether you should double line one part or not, you can ask me, but everything in the video is going to be double lined. Next, I'm going to do the big tail. And then after the tail, we're going to do all the shorter tails. And then I'm going to do all the S-shaped wings that we did earlier. Looks good, Brenda. And then finally, we're going to do the neck and the head. And don't forget the beak, we're going to double line that too. And now your whole bird should be double lined. And it should look just like this, like what I have. Give me a thumbs up when you're done, on camera or an electronic thumbs up. And we'll move on to the actual designing part. Thank you, Vrinda. Awesome, looks good, Ahana. Okay, I've gotten a few thumbs up, so I'm going to move on to the next step. If you're still stuck on this step, let me know and I will help you. So next we're going to move on to the actual designing. You'll still need your black pen, so keep that with you. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the eye. The eye is just two curves like this, just like any eye. It's like a little oval. Ahana, do you have a question?
Do you use pen for this or pencil?
I think you should actually, yeah, I think it'd be better if you guys use pencil, just so in case you guys make any mistakes, you can go back. Yeah, it's okay if you already drew the eye in pen though. That's fine.
Can you repeat the I part again?
Yeah, sure. So it's just two, oh, sorry, it's kind of hard to go back on this phone, but it's just two curves, almost like a oval. So I'm gonna draw one curve, like this, and then another curve connecting that, and there's the eye. Once you're done with the eye, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add on the head, I'm gonna add a design. I'm just gonna add 5 bumps, just like this. And then I'm gonna border all those bumps. Just like that. If you need me to repeat that step, I'll do it again. So 5 bumps, they're kind of long, just like this. And then after you make those bumps, I'm just gonna add a border to all of those bumps. Just like this. Awesome, Ahana, looks good. Okay. Now we're gonna start the actual designing part. So again, you're doing all of this in pencil, but I'm just gonna do it in pen so that you guys can see better. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the very big tail, and at the very bottom, I'm going to add a border to the C we drew. Just like that. And then, since we double line almost every line in Madhubani, we're also gonna double line that line we just drew. Just like that. So you should have a border at the very bottom of your tail. Then I'm gonna leave some space and I'm gonna add one more border, just like that. It's a lot of space that I'm leaving, so make sure you leave a good amount of space. Looks good, Ahana.
Could you wait a bit?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Thanks.
Awesome, Vrinda, looks good. Give me a thumbs up when you've drawn the 2 lines I've drawn so far, just so that I can know when you guys are ready to move on.
Did we double line the thing we just drew?
The second line?
Yeah, the second.
Yeah, we do double line. I just paused just to make sure everyone was caught up. But yeah, we do double line that.
I'm caught up.
Okay, great, Vinda. So yeah, we do double line that.
I'm still double lining.
Okay, yeah, I'll wait after you guys have finished. Okay, next I'm gonna add one more line. This one's not gonna be as far away as the second line we drew, just a little bit of space. I'm gonna double line that too. And just one more. And this one's gonna be like equal space as the one we just drew. And make sure to double line that too.
Double lining. We're on a double lining spree.
Yeah, we are. So you should have 4 lines so far. All of them should be double lined. Awesome, Rinda. Looks super good. After we're done with that, just one more line, guys. One more line. Double line this one too. And now we're done with our first set of lines. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next step. Let me know if you still need help with the lines. But for the next step, I'm going to not draw a straight line, but a line with these curves. And then at each point that's going up, I'm going to draw another teardrop. But instead of being upside down, this time it's actually the right side. And we double line every line. So we're going to double line this one too. And let me go back and pause at the part where we're at right now, just so you can see what it looks like when it's done. So this is where you should be at right now. Awesome, Ahana. But I don't know, you did it kind of at the top. I don't know if you'll have space for the rest of the designs we're gonna do. So you might not want to do the next few because we still have a little bit of space, so we're gonna add some more designs. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna draw a line, and I'm gonna draw these triangles, just like this. And again, double line the line, of course. So it looks sort of like maybe like a party banner. And then we're going to draw one more banner, and then we're done with the tail. So another line, but this one doesn't have triangles. It has bumps instead, like this. Oh no, what happened to the video? And then you're going to double line that too. And this is where you should be at right now. And let me know when you're done with all the stuff we've drawn in the tail so far, and we will move on to the next step. Awesome, Rinda. Looks good. Looks super good, Anusha. Yours too. Looks good. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the rest of the steps now. Let me know if you aren't done. So I'm going to go to the smaller tails now, or smaller wings, I guess. And I'm going to draw another border. Double line that, of course. And we're going to do that for all of them. A border at the very bottom. Just like that. Awesome, Brenda. Looks good. Looks really good, Anaga. Okay, I'm going to go on to this next step now. Okay, so I'm going to draw, video's kind of glitching. Give me a second. I want to make sure you guys Okay. So I'm going to draw one line near the top of one of my smaller tails. And we're only going to do one for now, but we're going to add this to all of them. And I'm going to double line that, of course. And then I'm going to add these bumps to it, just like that. But they're not longer bumps. They're more like half circles. The ones we drew in the long tail were long, right? So these are more shorter. And then we're also going to double line those bumps. And this is what it should look like so far.
Mine was enough for 3 bumps, I mean.
That's fine. You can fill in as many as they fit. Mine only had space for 1.5, so that's all I could do. Looks good, Brenda. And then I'm going to do the same thing for all of the wings. So add the bumps in the border. Oh, well, you guys, I guess I only did it for 2. But for now, we're going to do it on all of them. But I guess for now, you can just do it in 2. Okay, and then when you're done with that, we're gonna add one more thing to the last wing, the one at the very right. And I'm just gonna add a line, and I'm gonna do those long bumps I did on the long tail, and then double line that line. So same design we did in the long tail. And then all of the stuff we just did so far, we're gonna repeat on the rest of the wings. So make sure to add the bumps on all of them. And then we're going to do the same 2 lines, the small bumps, 2 lines, small bumps, double line those, the longer bumps on all of them. And this is what it should look like so far. I know that was a lot of stuff we just did. So if you have any questions, please ask. Or if you want me to repeat something. And give me a thumbs up when you guys are done, just so that I know you guys are ready for the next step. Thank you, Ahana. Thank you, Shikha. Thank you, Vrinda. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next step. So now I'm going to go to that first border that or the second actually, the second border we made. And I'm going to add these triangles to all of it. Just like this. They're going to be pretty big triangles. And then we're going to do that on all of the borders for all of the tails. So all the small ones too. Also, while you guys are doing that, I'm going to quickly stop sharing and start sharing again just because my video is glitching a little bit. So I just want to make sure it doesn't glitch. So give me a second. But you guys can finish drawing the triangles while I do that. Okay, once we're done with the triangles, I'm going to go to the next border on top of the triangles and I'm going to add a bunch of circles. Just like this.
You mean as if a caterpillar is crawling up or down the?
Sort of, I guess. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the next step. So now we're done with all the tails, so we're going to move on into the wings. So I'm going to add a border to both the wings, but not the teardrop one, just the S-shaped ones. And I'm going to draw triangles in there too. These will be smaller since the border is smaller. And of course, you have to double line those. Once we're done with that, I'm going to add another line, 2 lines to near the top of those S-shaped wings, just like that. And then I'm going to do the same like smaller bump border that I did in the tail. And this is what you should have so far. That smaller bump border will probably barely fit because there's not a lot of space in those small S-shaped wings, but that's okay.
Will you please
Repeat
repeat
it?
that part?
Yeah, I can. So we finished the tail, so we're going to move to the S-shaped wing. At the bottom of both wings, they're going to draw a line for the border. And then I'm going to draw these triangles, just like we did for the border of like all the tails, and then double line those. So let me know when you have this, give me a thumbs up, and then I'll go to the next part. Okay, so after this part, we're gonna do that same bump border that we did in the tail. So we're gonna draw a line near the top, another line for the double line. Same thing on both S-shaped wings. And then we're gonna draw the bumps.
Double line. Could you just pause for a second?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna add a border to these bumps, just like that. And this is what we should have so far. Hopefully everyone's done with this by now. If you have any questions, you can ask me, but I'm just gonna move on just for the sake of time. So now we're gonna finally move on to the teardrop shaped wing. I'm gonna add a line near the very bottom, double line that. And then I'm gonna actually triple line it. I'm gonna add 3 lines. So I drew one, I drew another, and then I drew a third. I'm gonna draw one more line. This one's gonna be a little bit bigger than the 3 we drew so far, or it's gonna be a little bit wider, I guess, the border. And right now you should have 4 lines. Awesome, Ahana, looks good. Okay, now we're gonna add circles into the big border that we just drew. Same like we did in the tail.
Yeah.
And then after we do that, I'm gonna add a border on top of the, or not a border, a sort of a design on top of the circle border that we just drew. So these are called koshas. They look like petals sort of, and you're gonna add these petals to the top just like that. Give me a thumbs up when you're done with all the stuff we've done so far. Thank you, Ahana. Thank you, Varsha. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next step. So I'm gonna draw a line at the very top of my teardrop, or a curve at the very top of my teardrop wing. I'm gonna double line that. I guess I didn't double line it, but you guys can double line it. And I'm gonna do the same border, but this time it's gonna be going downwards, just like that. And then you're done with the teardrop wing. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next step. Hopefully everyone's caught up. So the next part is in the neck. Oh, Vrinda, do you have a question? I guess not. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the neck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a big, almost teardrop, or it looks like a leaf sort of, at the bottom of the neck, just like this. After you do that, I'm going to draw a line with a little bit of space from that uh, leaf thing we just drew.
Can you repeat that leaf thing?
Yeah. Okay, so it's like one curve going up like that, and then you're just going to close it. It's like the eye we drew, sort of, but this time it's vertical, not horizontal. And then after you draw that, I'm going to draw this line, and I'm going to draw those bumps we drew in the tail once again, but this time in the neck. Make sure you double line. I'm going to draw one more line and add the triangle border. Since we've already done this part, we've done this part in other parts of the peacock, I'm going to go a little bit faster because you guys already know how to do this. So if you have any questions, please let me know. And then we're going to add one more line. And this time I'm going to add bumps again. And now you're done with the neck. So this is what your peacock should look like so far.
Here's mine.
Awesome, looks super good. Shika, that looks awesome. Mihika looks good. Okay, I think everyone's caught up, so we're gonna move on to the next step. So now we're gonna draw the tree branch that the peacock is sitting on. So everyone get your ruler again. Actually, instead of doing the tree branch first, you guys did all of this in pen, right? Or in pencil. So you can trace everything in pen now. If I've checked you off, if I said it looks good, you're ready to trace it all in pen. So go ahead and trace everything in pen. And then we'll do the tree branch after you guys are done. So when you're done, just give me a thumbs up when it looks like this, and then we will move on. Anisha, that looks good. Yours too. Both of yours looks good.
Thank you.
You
Yeah,
can.
no problem. If you're done with all the pen work, you can take a quick break and we'll start again in like 2 minutes. So if you want to go get water or something like that, you're welcome to, and then we'll start again in like 2 minutes. Anna, can you bring it a little closer? Awesome, looks good.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna get started with the next step. So let me know if you guys still aren't done. You need a little bit more time, and I can wait a little bit longer. But if everyone's done, I'm gonna move on to the next step. So grab your ruler And we're going to start doing the tree branch now. You can do this in pencil. I'm going to do it in pen. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the neck or the end of my bird, and I'm going to make a line all the way to the border that we drew, and then another line that's like parallel to that line we just drew, just like that. Once you're done with that, we're going to draw the rest of the branch. This time you don't need your ruler because the branch is going to be curving up like that. And it's going to be coming from between the last tail and the second S-wing. Just like this. And finally, we're going to add one more branch. It's going to be like a branch coming from the side. And it's going to be from the third tail to the right. And it's going to be curving downwards like that. Now you have all your branches. Okay, once you're done with that, we're going to start drawing our flowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a very small circle. And I'm going to draw this flower at the very beginning of my branch, at the top of it. I'm going to draw a very small circle and then a bigger circle going around that. And then one more circle that's bordering that circle. It's like double lining the circle we just made. So it should just look like that right now. Then I'm going to add the petals. So these petals almost look like hearts, but they never close. So they end at the circle before they can close. So the top looks like hearts, but the bottoms are flat. And you're just going to fill it all the way around your circle as far as it fits. I'm going to add a bunch. I added like 5, one at the bottom here. Same design for all of them, small circle, bigger circle, then double line the bigger circle, and then add the hearts. Same thing at the top again. And then I'm going to do it at the branch at the bottom too. And I added one more at the bottom of that branch. So you should have all your flowers done, your branches done, and this is what it should look like so far. I have 5 flowers that I could fit. Maybe you have some more, and that's okay. And give me a thumbs up when you got all your flowers done. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next step. Let me know if you guys aren't done or you need some more time on this step.
Could we have a bit more time?
Yeah, sure.
Me too. I need more time. I need to fill up this whole page.
Okay, sounds good. I'll give you guys like a couple more minutes. Okay, is everyone done now?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
No.
Oh, do you need a little bit more time? Whoever said no.
Two on this branch and two on this branch.
Okay, I'll wait like a minute more, okay? But then we have to move on to the next step.
Go ahead and I'll just catch up later.
Okay. You can ask me to pause anytime, or you can ask me any questions, but I'm gonna move on to the next step. So all we're gonna do is I'm just gonna add little stems to connect the flowers to the branch. I'm gonna add these for all the flowers, just like that. Now they just aren't floating around in the air, they're connected to the branch. And then once you guys are done with that, we're gonna add in any spot where we don't have a stem or flowers, I'm just gonna add little leaves sticking out. So anywhere where we just have open space on the branch. And I'm also gonna add a couple on stems that are pretty long. If they're short, then you don't have to add anything. And this is what your branch should look like so far. Give me a thumbs up when you guys are all done with your branches so that we can move on to the next step.
Done.
Okay, thank you.
Still working on the longer branch.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Ahana. Thank you, Shikha. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next step now. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double line all the branches. So for this one, I'm gonna use a ruler just because we used a ruler when we first drew it. Okay, is everyone finished?
Yes.
Yes, done.
Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next step. So now we're going to go to the corners of our paper. And I'm going to add these really long teardrops in sort of a curved pattern on each corner, just like this. And then once you're done with that, make sure to double line the top of all of them, just like this. But just the top, you don't have to double line the insides. And then you're done with the corners. And like always, give me a thumbs up when you're done so that I know when you guys are ready.
We're done.
Okay, great. Okay, and then I'm gonna pause right here, and for everyone that did it in pencil, you can now go ahead and trace everything in pen. If you want to show me what your branches look like before you trace it, you can show me. And if I check you off, you can do it in pen. Looks good, Anaga. You can trace it. Mrinda, you can trace it. Looks good.
I'm not tracing it.
You don't want to trace it?
No.
You want to leave it in pencil?
Yep. I already traced mine.
Who already traced theirs?
Me.
Oh, you already traced yours? That's fine then. Then you can just wait until everyone finishes. Anusha, you can trace yours.
I already traced it.
Okay, then you're good. It looks good. Mihika, yours looks good. Shika, yours looks good. And when you're done with tracing, just give me a thumbs up because I know some people did theirs in pencil. If you did do it in pencil, I do recommend tracing in pen just because when we paint it, you don't want the pencil marks to show over the paint because it'll look pretty bad. So make sure you trace everything in pen. Anusha, that looks good.
She is Adia. I'm Anusha.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up. I'm
You're
sorry.
welcome.
May I just go get a pen?
Yeah, of course. Hannah, yours looks good. I know most of you have already traced it in pen, so could you guys just raise your hand if you haven't traced it in pen, just so I know who still needs some time?
I need some time because I just got my pen.
Okay, sounds good. And Shika, we'll wait for you too. Kashvi, yours looks good.
So is this your last step?
In the tracing or in the drawing, yeah.
Okay. So are we gonna paint it?
Yeah, I wanted to paint it, but I think we're running out of time. So would you guys like to do another class where we can finish painting it?
Yeah.
Yes. I love painting.
Okay, I'm glad. So since we ran out of time today, we're almost done with our class today. When do you guys want to do the next class to finish up? Do you guys want to do maybe next week, same time, same day?
No.
Yes.
No. No.
No.
No.
No.
No.
Then what day are you guys free?
Maybe in a few. I'm free in a few weeks. That's what I know.
In a few weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah.
Are you going
In
to
2 weeks at the same time.
I think next Saturday is April 3rd. Maybe the following Saturday, I think, is April. I think Issaquah School District has spring break. I think that's why most people are out next week, right? Next weekend.
Okay.
No. Yeah. I'm going somewhere, so I'm not free.
Could we do it next week?
Yeah. Can we do it?
Maybe. I think I have spring break next week. So
I'll do one thing. I'll talk to Manju and I'll ask him which will be the best time, and we can
Okay.
schedule it accordingly.
Okay. We'll figure it
I
out.
have a question.
Yeah, Mihika, what's your question?
Can you just show us like how at the end after like you paint it, how it will look? Just like how it'll look at the once you like fully finish it?
Oh, you want to see that now?
Yeah, just want to see how it's gonna look at the end.
What about we make it a surprise so that when you guys are finished.
No.
Okay.
Instead of painting this, are we going to be using acrylic primarily? Is it acrylic paints or watercolor?
It's going to be acrylic paint.
Okay. And are there specific colors that we should make sure we have? Just so that if you can give us that, then we can keep it ready.
So the colors I used are blue, light blue, and dark blue. I used dark green, yellow, orange, and red. Those are the main colors I used in the peacock. And then for the branch, I used brown.
Do one by one in the finish.
Yeah, so first you'll need dark blue, and then light blue or turquoise, And then dark green.
I actually have peacock blue, so I have it right here.
Perfect. That's perfect. And then we're going to be using orange and yellow.
So technically everything goes a rainbow?
We won't be using purple. And then we're also using red and brown. And that is all. And then
Yeah.
we're also going to be doing some pen work. So make sure you have colored pens.
Inchara, you are planning, this is Manju. Do you plan to have one more session to wrap this up?
Yeah, I think that would be best because we want to finish painting and we only got the drawing finished today.
Would any of the Fridays work?
Fridays would work.
Friday evening?
No, next Friday's not gonna be.
I can't do Friday evening.
Yeah, let's take it offline and figure out the next session.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
So can you all
okay,
yeah. So can you all switch on your videos and show your artwork so that we can take a screenshot, or like Abhijit must be there on the online so that we all,
here. I think we can stop sharing screen, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
Use some white paint to touch up stuff.
Yeah,
yes. Switch on all your videos, and if someone is there on the spot, I think why
whoever did the paintings.
Wait, I need a.
Yes.
Can you make a gallery view or something, or no?
Yeah, you can do gallery view, I think.
Yeah, I'm doing gallery view. Can you all see?
Yeah.
Okay, let me click the picture. Thank you.
Okay. Good. Thank you very much, all. Thank you very much, Inchara, for taking and showing interest on sharing your artwork and taking up, like, having a passion to teach each and every kid. Thanks for making this time for us. Yeah. On behalf of Kannada Bharati, thank you very much.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
I hope you guys had fun. Sorry we couldn't finish today. Hopefully we can finish another day because I really want to see what it looks like when you guys are all done.
I had too much fun. I definitely had too much fun.
I think kids had a lot of fun, and yeah, Nivedita, thank you. You too. Okay.
Thank you, Manju. Thank you, Inchara. It was
You're
lovely.
welcome.
So we'll schedule another session, and we will conclude, right, Prakash?
Yeah, sure.
I had fun learning about how to draw and this new style, so it's pretty fun.
Thank you. I'm glad. And make sure that you guys keep your paintings in a or your drawings in a safe spot for next time, okay? So that we can finish. So don't lose it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.